Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay. Want to give double honors unto the elder apostles of GMS who ruled well in truth and sincerity. Okay. And I also want to give salutations unto the brothers out there pushing the truth in truth and sincerity. Okay. I just wanted to do a fairly quick lesson on these underground dungs, man. These underground cities that these banking elite families has set up to be built to try to escape judgment from the Lord, man. And more or less a testimony of a conversation that I had with a certain Edomite customer at me and the Akia's job site. Okay, so I'm gonna play a quick video that gets into it, and then I'll get straight into some scriptures, and Lord willing, this be edifying, man. Yahweh Ratazah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going straight into the mountain, man.
Goes all the way to Washington, D.C., huh? Goes all the way to Washington, D.C. Yeah, you Homeland Security? Yeah. How far have you taken this down to, how far have you actually ran a load? Miles? Up to Maine? No shit. How many miles do you think that is? Man, that's unbelievable. Not to mention, I heard there's one that goes all the way to Colorado, right?
One that goes all the way to Colorado, man. All right, that's where me and the brothers are at.
Unbelievable. What do you think you're hauling? Any idea?
Crap.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Crap makes all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
You don't really know.
Yeah. I know there's been a lot of military stuff being hauled around lately, that's for sure, huh?
Yeah, we deliver to military.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. 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 Well, I heard there's water supply, food supply, everything's in there. Yeah, unbelievable.
But you don't get no cell phone for service.
No. Peace, brother. I mean, basically, you got an underground roadway system here that runs all the way to Maine, to Washington, D.C., to Colorado. It's fully stocked. It runs completely underground. And you can see they've been hauling tons of military equipment. They're stocking all these bases. Now, the other thing is the railroad system here is also very strategic. They're bringing in boxcar loads and they're dump shipping here, and they can really deliver to all these locations, which these locations go all the way to Area 51. These locations go all the way to Washington, D.C. There's access underneath the White House to this location, okay? So this is a strategic location, which is really the new command center for the Illuminati and the United States government. Well, forget the United States government. This is a headquarters for the Illuminati. This is where they'll ship most of their supplies. If they go underground, they can stay underground for quite some time. And this is stocked with food, water, everything they need. It's an underground city. So this is the north entrance, and we're going to go see if we can do some more digging.
It was probably a nuclear explosion done by the good guys, the Black Ops military, who found out about the evil plans of the globalists that were planning on killing off a huge percentage of the population and going and running and hiding in the military underground complex. So what they've done is cut off some escape routes during that time. And the
Remind you of Mount Seir at all? Question mark?
reason I say it was probably nuclear as opposed to an earthquake is the seismograph showed that there were no primary waves associated with these two explosions. And they were very shallow. And also in an area that doesn't receive many earthquakes. Now, the latest report that I'm getting is long about September 20th, 21st, 22nd of this year, there were at least 13 very powerful underground explosions rocking the United States Midwest, and they registered as small shallow earthquakes with the USGS. Many of the underground high explosive detonations registered as 2.6 magnitude earthquakes. So what they're saying is the U.S. military is sealing off the tunnels so that the globalists and the U.S. ghost government, i.e. the Federal Reserve bankers, FEMA, the DHS, CIA, they can't run and hide from what they're predicting to occur here long about September 27th, give or take a day or two of this year, here just real soon. Officers in the U.S. military didn't seem to be aware of Obama and the globalist plan converging on Denver for a DEFCON 1 meeting, meaning nuclear war imminent. A cocked pistol drill. Email was sent to the U.S. Air Force Office of Special Investigations on September 21st of 2011 to alert them to a planned false flag nuclear detonation on U.S. soil somewhere in the American Midwest. The U.S. Air Force Office of Special Investigations were the ones who raided the Citadel gun and safe store in Las Vegas on August 21st to recover stolen nuclear warhead detonators. They were the ones who intercepted the transfer of improvised nuclear warheads by the CIA in the tunnels that connected the deep underground military bases on August 23rd, 2011. The impoverished nuclear bombs, the W-54 style warheads, they were being transferred via those tunnels to Washington, D.C. and New York City when they detonated during a firefight between U.S. military personnel and the criminal CIA, DHS, FEMA operatives. It would appear that the U.S. military had a deadline to meet and has already damaged, destroyed, or sealed at least 13 underground tunnels or bases, and perhaps their incentive was the fact that Obama, his shadow government, and the globalists had made plans to save their own hides while leaving the rest of us to fend for ourselves. Perhaps they investigated and confirmed that another false flag nuclear detonation was imminent and acted accordingly to prevent it.
The following video details the contents of a Department of Defense document entitled Internment and Resettlement Operations, also known as FM 3-39.40. The document is 325 pages long and it is signed by Joyce E. Morrow, Administrative Assistant to the Secretary of the Army. It was created in 2010, however, has just been recently leaked to the public via the internet and can now be downloaded from multiple sources. In the description below, you'll find a download link for the document. I strongly encourage you to download it yourself and to verify everything that's being said here. The document outlines military procedures for internment and resettlement of civilians, and it describes the layout and the administration of these internment camps. It clearly states on page 38 that it applies within U.S. territory, and it specifically addresses the detainment of U.S. citizens, as is indicated by the identification procedures for new prisoners on page 146, which states that social security numbers are to be recorded alongside their photograph and fingerprints. Included in the list of organizations which may be involved in these internment operations are the Department of Homeland Security, FEMA, the Department of Defense, and the United Nations. On page 56, the document outlines the responsibilities of psychological operations officers within the camps, among which it states that a PSYOP officer develops and executes indoctrination programs to reduce or remove antagonistic attitudes and identifies political activists. On page 281, the document goes into more detail regarding the role of psychological operations within the camps, specifically in regards to pacifying the population and ensuring cooperation. On page 238, it gives the conditions for the use of deadly force in such camps. Among the justifications for lethal force, it includes to terminate an active escape attempt. That point right there should make it clear that these camps are not benevolent disaster relief type facilities. On page 244, the document calls for the use of snipers during riots to, quote, scan a crowd and identify agitators and riot leaders for apprehension and fire lethal rounds if warranted. On page 260, it shows the basic layout for a facility focusing on detainment. It is depicted with interrogation areas, tribunal areas, and mortuaries. Each detainment facility is designed to hold 4,000 prisoners, and they are depicted with multiple levels of barbed wire separating compartments within the facilities, with a double barbed wire fence enclosing them, and watched over by 24 guard towers. On page 261, the document depicts the layout for what they call civilian resettlement facilities, which are designed to house 8,000 people. Though it uses the word resettlement, the plans show multiple levels of barbed wire dividing the sections of the facility, with double barbed wire fencing on the outside, as well as 16 guard towers. On page 262, the layout for facilities designed for what they call non-compliant prisoners is shown. These camps are designed to hold up to 300 prisoners. They have 3 interrogation centers and are guarded by 13 guard towers. Now, if there's any question whether these plans are active or just theoretical, this should be settled by the fact that the U.S. Army has been running ads for job positions in these camps since 2009, and apparently, they're still hiring. Once again, if you look in the description, you'll find all the links you need to verify this information. It's important to note here that this document was created in 2010, which was under the Obama administration, and it predates the NDAA of 2012, which authorized military detainment of U.S. citizens. This clearly shows a long-term agenda at work. If you believe that this is important information for people to know about, then please share this video with as many people as you can. Share it on Facebook and on Twitter. Send it in emails to friends and family. Especially send it to anyone you know within the police and military. A smart strategy would be to download the PDF yourself and email it to people as an attachment with a link to this video so that they know how to navigate the document. If you want more content like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel, Storm Clouds Gathering on YouTube. For bonus content, follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Storm Clouds Gathering, on Twitter at Collapse Updates, and our website, stormcloudsgathering.com.
All right, man. So now that that's video played, man, let me get into the conversation itself that me and this Edomite had, man. So I get the call, and we work in the billing department of a cable company. So I get the call. Starts off, my name is Isaac. How may I help you? This Edomite stops me. Says, you believe in the Bible, Isaac? And I said, of course. It is the law of the land and whatnot. And he goes on for a little bit. He goes to tell me his problem about his bill and what's going on with his payments and whatnot, and all kinds of other shit. And then he completely switches the conversation, and begins to tell me all about his history, his background, where he comes from, and what he's done his entire life, and so on and so forth. And it was crazy, man, because he's a military guy. He was a military guy. He's old and retired now. He's probably he said he was probably in his 70s or 80s. I can't quite remember precisely. He's talking about his daughters are in the military and whatnot. And he starts to talk about these underground facilities and these underground cities and how he wants to go, and how he wants to see these underground cities, and they're going to be amazing, and so on and so forth, and America's so beautiful and so good, and we're going to have to fight and fend off our enemies, and the reason that everyone hates us is because of our alliance with the holy people of Israel. It was crazy, man. It was for real something to be taking notice of, man, not through what he was actually saying, but through the spirit of him just telling all over himself, man. Brothers group chat. Okay. And let me see if I can find the scripture real quick. Go ahead and pull it out, and Yahweh willing, just make this quick and sweet, man. If not, I'll just get these other scriptures that I had. I was trying to look for this one. Okay, yeah, I'll just grab the other scriptures, man. But long story short, this Edomite was straight telling on himself, man. Okay, this is Obadiah, verse 3, and it says, "The pride of thy heart has deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground, man? Thou that exalt thyself as the eagle, and set thy nest upon the stars, hence will I bring thee down. Okay, so that's you damn Edomites, man. You damn Mount Seir, Caucasian, European Edomites, man. You coming from Mount Seir, man. So you've always loved to be in the rocks. You always loved the mountain kind of feel to live in, because you're cavemen. Okay, and that's your history. So if you have a dispute to that, prove me wrong. Okay, and basically, man, you're repeating yourself, man. You're going back to the caves because you're trying to run away from your judgment. So you built these massive underground facilities where you can go and hide and think that you can escape judgment, but the Lord's elect's gonna find you, man. The Lord's elect's gonna pull you out of those massive military underground bases and put you to death, and the elites of you are going straight into captivity, man. And if you have a juicy looking daughter, we gonna take her. Lord willing, me and brothers be a part of that number. Okay, and that's according to Jeremiah, man. Okay, let's go to Jeremiah. Let's go ahead and see what the scriptures say, man. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So you ain't gonna be able to hide in your little holes, man. You ain't gonna be able to hide from the Lord. Okay? He's gonna what's that song? Nowhere to run, baby. Nowhere to hide. Okay, you ain't got nowhere to run, man. Nowhere to hide. The Lord's gonna find you and put y'all in exactly where you think you're safe, and then sudden destruction shall fall upon you, man. Okay? And I didn't want to make this too long, brothers. I'll go ahead and cut it here. Okay, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay? I want to give double honors unto the elder apostles of GMS who do rule well. Okay? Who has taught us this truth and trickled down this truth in the spirit of the ministry down to the Akim that are pushing the corners of truth and sincerity week in, week out, doing the works, man. Okay? And y'all brothers, I want to say Shalom, Ahabata, and keep pushing, man. Shalom.